Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is brought to you by Capital City Tattoo and features 3 rounds in the Chosen Few Amateur Lightweight Division. Introducing first, this man fighting out of the Coliseum Bar red corner. He stands in at 5'8" tall, weighing in at 152 pounds. Undefeated in his short career, 1 bout, 1 victory. He hails from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and represents Red Schaefer Mixed Martial Arts, Carlos Bossman Rodriguez. His opponent, this man fighting out of the Harley-Davidson blue corner. He represents the Chosen Few Gym, fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin by way of Baja, Mexico. Also undefeated, 1 bout, 1 victory, 1 submission. He stands in at 5'7" tall, weighing in at 150½ pounds, Marco Gonzales.
And a nice round of applause from the sold-out crowd here at the Monona Terrace for Marco Gonzales. And again, Gonzales looking to go to 2-0. Both fights have been right here on Wisconsin's 57 Sports, as Gonzales victorious in Chosen Few number 9, squaring off against Carlos Rodriguez right now. As we saw Marco Gonzales last time, Chris, and what can we expect from him here in fight number 2?
You know, you have to expect a lot from this kid. This is one of the workhorses out of the Chosen Few Gym. Josh Steary, who owns Chosen Few and this show, ran up to me when I got here today, pointed this fight out on the card, and said that this amateur bout could be fight of the night. So wow. 2 guys, 1-0. Again, you're seeing a step up in amateur competition, and you already see it right here with an excellent ground game here. Keeping active right now and looking for the triangle choke, Rich.
Both fighters came in good shape, as it is Gonzales that is going to keep top control here. He was able to punch out of that. He's got some good body shots into Rodriguez right now. Now takes a knee to the side of Rodriguez as well, and there's another one, as Gonzales, very impressive in his first fight. I think it was a rear naked choke that we saw win the fight for him, if memory serves. Trying to go back, that was a few months ago, and sometimes things can get a little hazy. A few beers in between and cocktails, so well, can't remember everything.
He has one of the best jiu-jitsu for MMA coaches I've ever met. A guy named Kane Rizzo, who's been teaching at the Chosen Few Gym for as long as I can remember. And it's very important, the words I said, jiu-jitsu for MMA. Kane used to fight, not only an excellent striker, but one of Wisconsin's first black belts as a Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist. So you can tell in his control here, fantastic top control. Now, I don't like that he's sitting in a closed guard right now, just because Rodriguez, you can tell, has good hips, good transitions on the ground. He had that triangle. He just couldn't sink it in. He almost had the arm bar, but again, Gonzales rocked out. But here you go.
And there's Gonzales as he backed off and then used the right hand. And now he steps in with the right foot, and it is being held on to here by Rodriguez. Gonzales trying to get out of it right here as he is trying to flip him over, and he does.
So what Rodriguez was trying to do there was a straight ankle lock. You have to be careful in amateur mixed martial arts. You cannot do any twisting submissions with the legs, so no heel hooks, no knee bars, nothing like that. So it's tough to just get that one submission, but you saw it. Gonzales did a good job twisting around, moving out of it. Again, I don't like him in a closed guard here. He looks comfortable, but Rodriguez is very sneaky on his back, so we'll see.
That's what it seems like here in the early going, as Gonzales still trying to rain some blows into the head of Rodriguez. Gets a couple with the left there, now trying again with the right, and a knee to the jaw there of Gonzales. He's able to fight it off and comes right back down, as a lot of the action here in the first round has happened with Rodriguez on his back and Gonzales on top.
And I like that he's in half guard now, a lot less chance to get submitted from the bottom. The round ends with him in top control, and I'm going to give him 10-9 for this one. He definitely controlled the first round of this fight.
We'll be back, round number 2 here on Wisconsin's 57 Sports. Rich Reynolds and Chris Garrity cage side as we're taking a look at Gonzales versus Rodriguez as you take a look at action from the first round. And there was that grab that he had on his ankle right there as Rodriguez was able to spin Gonzales around, but Gonzales able to finish up the round strong. You call it 10-9 for Marco.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually saw two almost violations from Rodriguez on the bottom there. He started to twist that submission, and then, Gonzales had one of them with that foot stomp. If that would have landed, Tom could have possibly stopped and deducted a point. You're not supposed to foot stomp in amateur MMA.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Okay, all right. I thought it was a pretty good move right there. It looked like it definitely could have inflicted some damage, but
if that foot would have connected with the head, that possibly even could have stopped the fight, because let's say that Rodriguez couldn't have continued, that would have been a disqualification.
Both fighters back on their feet to start round number 2, and each trading shots here. Looks like a knee there by Gonzales, and a good right backs up Gonzales from Rodriguez, and Rodriguez now becoming the aggressor as he landed a right to the side of the face.
And you know, in his corner, Rodriguez's coaches were telling him, you don't want to be in your back with this guy. He was throwing enough punishment. Obviously, they saw an opening with that overhand right like we saw in our last fight, and it landed for him. And you could tell by Marco's face, he wasn't too happy that landed.
Not at all, as we're seeing a lot more action now with the fighters on their feet. And this does seem to be a little bit more of a comfortable spot here for Rodriguez.
Yeah, definitely more comfortable on his feet, likes to measure with that right hand and then quickly throw the left. I don't like that he keeps his hands low, because obviously he doesn't respect Gonzalez's hands, but you never know in amateur fighting what's going to happen. Although watching Gonzales throw right now, it looks like it's almost at half speed, so I don't know if he's gassing out or what's happening, but that right he just threw and that left there, it's a little lazy.
Yeah, they don't seem to be as sharp as they were early in the fight, and it's amazing how much of a toll that these rounds can take on you, no matter what kind of shape that you're in, and how much energy is actually exerted when you're down on the ground.
Exactly, and that good kick he had just a few moments ago to the left thigh of Rodriguez was nice too. It landed nice and solid. What you want is you want it to be a thud when it lands on that thigh. A slap means that you're really just battering up the skin and making it red. But if you get that nice bone-to-bone thud, it's going to do damage as the fight goes on.
Gonzales just missed with a big right hand there as he's able to connect with the leg now using the jabs to keep Rodriguez off. Rodriguez in a left-handed stance looking to size up Gonzales. Both guys right now a little bit more cautious here in round number 2 than what we saw in round 1. And a good right kick there from Gonzales.
You know, Rodriguez kind of walked through that kick a little bit, but it did land. So that'd be something if I was Gonzalez's coach to tell him to look for.
Both guys, again, sizing each other up. We have not been to the canvas here in the second round. Both guys on their feet so far. We'll see if somebody's going to make a move for a takedown here. It was Gonzales being the aggressor in round number 1.
And this might be a little telling of Gonzalez's conditioning. He was really taking him down pretty easy in that first round. His punches were crisp. Everything was landing. He looks a little slower in this round, so his gas tank might be running on empty right now.
And he's trying to come in right now and looking for the takedown, and he's got it as Rodriguez landed on his head, but he's quickly back on his feet as Gonzales lands a couple of blows right there, right before the bell, and maybe that stole the round there for Gonzales.
And just as I said, he's slowing down. He does a quick throw and then throws a knee, almost illegal again. Tom's really got to keep his head on it.
We're going to take a look at some of the replays here from the second round as you look at both guys spend all the round on their feet. There was that kick there from Gonzales as he tried a front kick. That didn't quite land, but there's the takedown where Rodriguez landed right on his head, and then the flurry to finish off the round.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that knee. If that would have hit the chin, again, he would have been in trouble with the rules. If that knee even comes in contact with the head, I'd like that he was throwing it to the chest, but the fighter on his knee and throwing it the way the direction comes up with a Muay Thai knee like that, something you got to watch out for.
So chest down, no elbows at
right.
The amateur ranks.
Correct,
okay?
Correct.
All right, round number 3, the final round of this one, as we have not yet had a fight go the distance. It has been nothing but knockouts so far. Let's see if these fighters will make it the final few minutes here.
And I think you were right when you said stole the round, because I really did have that round mostly even. I did think that Rodriguez was a little bit of the aggressor in the first half of that round, but with that little flurry at the end, the quick throw, I'd hate to be a judge in that round. I'm going to give Gonzales. Yeah, I have to give him a 20-18 right now on my scorecards, but I don't love it only because I don't like putting draws down on a scorecard.
I agree, and that's a tough round to score, but sometimes if you get that last impression in where you get the flurry right before the bell, you could walk away and steal a point, and I think Gonzales might have done that.
I was really hoping for Rodriguez to throw more of those overhand rights. It landed right at the beginning of round number 2, and then he never went back to it. And you saw that Gonzales, for a lot of that round, was on his heels. It's a perfect time to throw that punch, and he didn't come back to it.
And we really haven't seen too many flurries at all from Rodriguez or combinations. And to me, I think Gonzales has definitely thrown a lot more, and he's throwing more here in the 3rd round as well. A lot of action in the center of the cage as Gonzales with a right hand. Both guys continuing to stay on their feet.
If I'm coaching both of these guys, you would have to go for it in this round because you don't know what the judges are going to have. I mean, yes, Gonzales won that first round, and it wasn't super dominant, but you can be fairly sure he has the 10. But that second round, you don't know. So the winner of this 3rd round could win this fight, and I don't see either of these guys with too much, I guess, surge here.
And you would hate to put so much into the training for a fight and leave it up to a judge.
That's
right.
right.
I think that's always the scary part as well. Judges make a lot of mistakes, and anybody who's watched fighting over the years knows that. So,
and in a fight like this, you can't even call it a mistake. Round 2 was so close, you could really make arguments both ways.
And a couple rights by Rodriguez as he now has Gonzales' leg and drives him backwards and is able to get on top of Gonzales, driving him into the side of the cage. And
this
really
is
one of the
big.
few times we've seen Rodriguez on top.
Big for Rodriguez. He's down in the scorecards most likely, and he's going to need the round. He's going to need to win big and probably stop Gonzales to win this fight, and this is a good start. Now, right now, do you see the toes in the cage? That's also illegal. Tom's missing that right now. You can't have any fingers, any digits, any toes in the cage, so watch that too, because that's going to give him some leverage. It's not allowing Gonzales to move around, Rodriguez to really manipulate him from top control, so pay attention to that there.
And I think Tom might have noticed it, let it go, and now it's off for Gonzales as Rodriguez on top. Again, we have not seen much of this in the fight. In fact, not until the 3rd round have we seen Rodriguez on top, but if there was ever a time for it when he needed it, this is it.
Not going to be able to finish him. The round is about to end. This is a tough fight to call, Ridge.
And that is going to do it. So we're going to take a look at the scorecards when we come back as we go the distance here in our 4th fight. Both fighters think they've won it. We'll find out the official decision when we return. You're watching the Chosen Few Fighting Championships on Wisconsin's 57 Sports.
Both Judge Sabatis and Judge Frausto score the bout 30-27, while Judge Janicek has it 29-28, all in favor of your winner, and fighting out of the blue corner, Marco Gonzales.
So Marco Gonzales does indeed win the fight here, and he moves to 2-0, a competitive bout here in our 4th bout of the evening, and let's hear from Marco.
Come on, talk to me, man. Okay, you came out like gangbusters in that first round, but slowed down in the 2nd and 3rd. What happened, man?
You know, honestly, I started getting winded. He's a strong guy. You know, I'm not trying to make excuses, but he was a few pounds heavier than I am. So that definitely tires you out.
Well, you got the victory. Again, you looked great in that first round, was still able to hold him off. All 3 judges saw it for you, so what are you going to take away from this fight?
Obviously, you know, I don't feel that comfortable in performance. I feel like I could have gone 100% all 3 rounds. Like you said, I slowed down towards the end, so obviously need to do better cardio next time.
Well, again, you got the win. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, Ohan, he wants to say one thing.
Yeah, I just want to thank all the fans for coming out, showing us a lot of support. I want to thank my family. They're sitting right down there. All my friends, thank you so much for coming out. And everyone else, thank you, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Thank you.
Your winner, folks, Marco Gonzales, still undefeated.
Gonzales goes to 2-0. We go to fight number 5 next from the Chosen Few Fighting Championships on
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wisconsin's
Sucks
57
has the
Sports.
lowest